I'm 82 years old, and most mornings now begin the same way. I wake up before the sun, not because I want to, but because sleep doesn't stay with me anymore. The house is quiet, too quiet. There's no other breathing in the room, no soft movement beside me. That's when the thoughts come. Not the loud ones, the slow ones, the honest ones. I've been married, for a long time actually. And it took me until now, at 82, to understand what truly mattered in that marriage. By the time I understood it, she was already gone. I'm not telling this because I want sympathy. At my age, sympathy doesn't change anything. I'm telling it because I know what it's like to believe you have time. And I know what it's like to be wrong about that. When you're young, marriage feels like something you manage. You show up, you provide, you stay faithful. You think that's enough. I thought that was enough. I met my wife when I was 26. She was 24. Quiet, but not shy. The kind of person who listened more than she spoke. We didn't fall in love the way people describe in movies. There were no grand gestures, no dramatic moments. It was steady, comfortable. We liked being around each other. I had just started working full-time, long hours, decent pay for the time. I remember feeling proud, like I was finally becoming the man I was supposed to be. She supported that. She always did. When we got married, I truly believed I was doing everything right. I worked, I stayed out of trouble, I came home every night. That was my definition of being a good husband. In the early years, we talked a lot about small things, about plans, about what kind of house we might live in someday. But life has a way of slowly rearranging priorities without asking you. Work became heavier, responsibilities grew. There were bills, then children, then more bills. I started coming home tired, not just physically, mentally. She would ask how my day was. I would say, fine, and that would be the end of it. She would tell me about hers. I listened, but only halfway. My mind was usually somewhere else. I didn't mean to pull away. I didn't even notice that I was. I thought love was something that stayed on its own as long as you didn't break it. I didn't realize it needed attention the way a person does. There were moments she tried to reach me, not dramatically, just small attempts, sitting closer on the couch, asking questions she already knew the answers to. Sometimes she would fall silent mid-conversation, as if waiting to see if I'd notice. Most times, I didn't. I told myself I was busy. I told myself this phase would pass. I believed there would be time later, time when work slowed down, time when things were easier. We rarely argued. People think that's a sign of a strong marriage. Sometimes it's just a sign that one person stopped asking for more. I remember a night when I came home late. She had kept dinner warm. She asked if we could sit together for a bit. I told her I was exhausted and went straight to bed. I didn't see the way her shoulders dropped. Or maybe I did and chose not to think about it. That's how it usually happens, not with cruelty, with neglect that feels harmless in the moment. Years passed like that. Not bad years, just quiet ones. We raised our children, we attended events, holidays, family gatherings. From the outside, everything looked fine, and I believed that meant it was fine. But slowly, something changed in her. She became quieter, not distant, just softer, like she was taking up less space. I noticed it, but I didn't ask why. I assumed she was just tired or content. Sometimes I'd catch her watching me while I read the paper or watched television. There was something in her eyes I didn't understand back then. Now I do. It was loneliness. Not the kind where you're alone in a room, the kind where you're alone next to someone. By the time I reached my 50s, we lived more like partners than companions, efficient, organized. We talked about schedules, groceries, appointments. We didn't talk about us. And the truth is, I didn't miss it. Not then. I thought closeness was something you had early on, and then life replaced it with duty. I thought that was normal. I thought that was maturity.